Hi, my name's Ronald. I'm a student from Moscow. My blog is about how to survive in a big city. I'll show you my observations and opinion about things chosen by my family. Let's go! Before you eat an apple, you first examine it. It is not true with air, but in vain. Exhaust fumes from cars, smoke from factory chimneys, soot from burning peat bogs and landfills. It's abnormal if we see what we breathe. But things that we can't see, like viruses and radiation, are much worse. According to scientific researchers, average lifespan on the planet has decreased by 2 years over the past 20 years. Also, World Health Organization says that every year more than 7 million people die due to diseases caused precisely by the air pollution. Many organizations around the world check air quality. For example, in Moscow, this indicator is often out of normal bands. In other big cities of the world, the situation is not very different. So what does this mean for you and me? Every time you open a window, all this wonderful cocktail gets into your house. Following this, I will show you what my family is doing with this. In my family, we don't open windows for ventilation at all. All clean air we get through the system of individual ventilation. By the way, don't forget to change filters. Here is my home ventilation system. The air is taken from the outside, then passes the coarse filter and fine filter. Then this air is warmed up to the home temperature and distributed throughout the apartment. This system is located above bathrooms and does not bother anyone. As the result, we don't have any dust, fluff and other debris in our apartment. Pollen, fluff and dust are especially dangerous for allergy sufferers, whom is every fourth in Russia. We change filters once in 2 months. This is a 5-year-old ventilation diffuser. We never wiped it, and as you can see, it is absolutely clean. We have gas at home, and you? Gas leaks can cause choking and fire. If you have gas at home, then you need a good gas leaks protection and an alarm. But if, God forbid, there is a fire, there should be a respiratory protection system that will help you to leave the apartment. I have chosen Chansier. It withstands the temperature and will protect you from carbon monoxide. The mask is delivered in such a nice small yellow bag that can be put in any wardrobe. The mask itself looks like this. It's a yellow, bright mask that could be seen in any smoke. It has a rubber neck that connects to your body. It has 2 circle filters and a special output valve. Now, let's talk about general ventilation riser of an apartment building. Its source of infection and stink. In Russia, the dimensions of this riser are 30 by 60 centimeters. In other big cities of the world, these sizes are approximately the same. All apartments blow air into this riser through kitchen hood, fence-in bathroom and toilets. A power struggle occurs, and if your pressure to this riser is less than your neighbor's, then all this wasted air with infection gets into your apartment through your own ventilation. In February 2020, one of the houses in Hong Kong was evacuated, precisely because of the problems with general ventilation riser. Presumably, it became coronavirus peddler because of, attention, 1 infected. It's clear that if everything was that bad, general ventilation riser had been banned long ago. But I cannot deny the possibility of transferring exhaust air from one apartment to another. All my ventilation inputs are blocked. There is no much sense from it, but I feel safer. In case of radioactive contamination, besides from radioactive background, there is a radioactive dust, to which we must put a reliable barrier. For example, on our kitchen coffee machine, we have a German dosimeter, Gamma Scout. It always works and gets into our site every morning. In case of excess, it's better to turn off the ventilation system if you haven't done this before. I'll have an extra video on radiation topic later. Scientists at Columbia University discovered that virus outbreaks almost always occur after a drop of relative humidity. This is due to the fact that when infected coughs or sneezes in a humid air, then liquid immediately accumulates on the microbes and they settle faster on the ground, while in a dry climate, they remain in the air for a long time and can be picked up by another person by taking a breath. Moreover, due to the low humidity, skin and mucous membranes begin to dry out. This allows bacteria and microbes get into your body easier through microcracks and weakened lungs. Therefore, we have an air cleaning and humidification system, Borg. It monitors relative humidity and if necessary, we turn it on. It is especially useful during the heating period, when relative humidity extremely drops. For each bedroom, we have provided one more very important aspect of healthy breathing and immunity protection. It's salt on the walls. Turning off ventilation at night, we recreate a salt cave at home. Positive effects of salt ions have been studied and proved long ago. This is natural edible salt from Iletsk salt mine. It is cut from blocks without pressing, cement and other binding chemicals. Only edible white salt of the highest quality. All those colored pieces of salt, such as yellow, brown and other pieces, are derivatives of potash fertilizers and have nothing to do with what I told you. Our salt bedrooms is the best natural protector of breath and immunity. In terms of disinfection, salt rooms could be compared with operating rooms in clinic, which means that there are no fungi, mold and viruses. The inhibition of growth of microorganisms in salt rooms after 24 hours is more than 90%, which fully meets the criteria of disinfection in operating rooms, which was proved by Russian Scientific University of Medicine. Look at this snow. This is secondary salt formation from aeroions in the air. Such effect is called Tears of Saint Kinga, patroness of salt miners. Such snow indicates that there are enough salt ions in the air.
Hi, my name is Angie Baron and I am a scientist, a professor in George Mason University in the United States. I have checked out Ronald's recommendations. I see that he reads much more than the internet or the manuals. He knows his stuff. I liked the part about salt bricks in his bedroom walls. This is halotherapy. All over the world, halotherapy makes life easier for asthmatics and allergics and helps people who need post-pneumonia rehabilitation. For healthy people, halotherapy aids in the maintenance of good health. And now for something completely different: masks and respirators. How glad I am that I do not live in the city and I do not have to encounter the common entrance of urban high-rise. Stay healthy.
Finishing the topic of air in the apartment, I would like to tell you about the entrance area. Obviously, in this place we can find lots of viruses and dust, since it's a common place of use for neighbors, couriers, sleeping homeless and drinking groups of people. But we have installed a quartz lamp next to our doors and elevator. Quartz lamps produce UV light, which kills bacteria and viruses by destroying their DNA chain. So this is why such lamps are used in medicine to disinfect. We should remember that UV light is harmful to us. Simplest timer from the supermarket allows it to work from 3 to 4 AM. In the next video, we will cover breathing protection outside home. We'll talk about common masks, gas masks, protective clothing and disinfection. Every video on my channel you can find on Russian, English and Chinese, because topics that I cover are not tied to borders. Everything that you have seen today is my own choice and experience. I will be glad if you will prepare better than me. Comment that below. And remember, do not depend on the enemy not coming. Depend rather on being ready for him. Sun Tzu, Art of War.